Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to the Corner Post podcast, episode number 14 for your February 13. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. And as always, we've got Cody on the podcast. Cody, how are you, my friend?
I am very well, Nick. Well, we did a podcast only 4 days ago, rather. But
Friday night.
since then, yep, it's been all right. Glad we got the footy finally back with the preseason challenge kicking off on Thursday.
It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Obviously, if you guys tuned in about 4 hours ago, you would have seen my preseason challenge week 1 tips, which was fantastic, by the way. Thank you all for tuning into that. And now we are here for episode 14 of the Corner Post podcast. So it's great to be back. NRL season is just about here. Really looking forward to the year ahead. It's going to be good. And I'm super excited, man. I really am. But first of all, just want to let you guys know that if you're new around here, don't forget to like the stream and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to Cody's channel yet, make sure you do that as well. And press the thumbs up. We need to get the likes on the stream. So press the thumbs up button, folks. Plenty to talk about tonight. Oh, Cody, where are you? Uh-oh. Well, hopefully... Oh, there we go. He's back. I don't know what the hell happened there, but all good. All good. Just a quick hello to everyone that's watching, and then we'll get straight into it. Hello to Josh, Luke, Rishi, Jason Reader, SS Storm fan, York with the donation, actually, $3 super chat. York says Cowboys 13 plus against the Broncos. One can believe, York, and I hope you're right about that. Thank you very much for the donation. Liam Pritchard, SS Storm fan, everyone that's watching, thank you all very much once again. Rightio, let's get into it, Cody. We got plenty to discuss, and we're going to start with a bang. And the news broke this afternoon. The Newcastle Knights have re-signed Bradman Best. Now, Bradman Best was looked at by plenty of NRL clubs, but he is staying loyal to the Novocastrians, the Newcastle Knights. He is now staying with the Knights until at least 2027. Do you like this move from the Knights?
Yep. Great re-sign. I mean, many clubs looking for very decent centres at the moment. But no, it's good that Bradman Best, he's staying loyal to the Knights. I mean, for what he portrayed throughout last year and during his game free last year in Origin, I think it was well deserved that he re-signed with the club.
100%. For me, like, obviously he played State of Origin last year due to a couple of players being unavailable. I thought, Bradman Best last year played the most consistent footy he has played, and I thought he really deserved all the praise he got last year. I thought he was fantastic. It was great last year, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes this year in a brand new season. The Newcastle Knights looking to try and make the finals once again. I think Bradman Best staying with the Knights is a good decision. Apparently, Parramatta and the West Tigers were going very hard for him. So,
Too late.
Sometimes, Cody, when a player makes their Origin debut, they decide to, move closer to Sydney or live in Sydney themselves. And it's the same with Queensland. Sometimes when a player debuts for Queensland and they're playing for New South Wales club, they want to move up to Brisbane or the Gold Coast and get closer. But Bradman Best staying at the Knights, I think, is a great thing for them. I think he's like I could be wrong. Apparently, Bradman Best is going to be on $700,000 a year. Do you think that's the right contract?
And I say probably around like between 600 to 700 would be ideal. I mean, if he wants to prove that he's worth the money and improve a lot more better, then yeah, but I would probably have gone with like 600, 650 to start off with.
So you think that they're taking overs a little bit here at Newcastle?
Yep, I reckon.
You know, for me, I reckon 700's about right. I just feel, he's played Origin, he's played finals, he's pretty consistent. I know there was a period in Bradman Best's career, Cody, where he did go through a period where he was quite injury prone. Couldn't go 5 games without an injury. We do remember this, but now he's put that away, and he's played a lot of consistent footy, and I think he's earned that contract now.
Yep, well deserved, and looking forward to see how he goes with the Knights in 2024. It might even be one of the top 10 centres of this year, I reckon, as well.
Yeah, he probably already is, but we'll see if he can back up what he did last year. Moving on from Bradman Best, moving on to the Adam Reynolds and Patrick Carrigan incident, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to let you give your view on this, and then I'm going to give mine after it. So, Cody, what's your take on this Reynolds Carrigan situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think pretty much it's like similar to what happened with Jack White and Latrell Mitchell last year. I reckon it's a similar scenario, but all in all, they were just they'll probably just drunk or something like that, and got carried a bit. And of course, the media likes to bring it up, and the club has released a statement about it as well. But yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, look, I don't see much in this. I really don't. I don't think there's a lot in it. I really don't. Now, look, this is coming from me. I don't like the Broncos. I don't. I dislike them a lot. I even hate the Broncos. I absolutely hate the Broncos. What happened between Adam Reynolds and Patrick Carrigan? Obviously, they had too much to drink. They were told to leave. Didn't happen. They got into a bit of a push and shove. Big deal. The only negative about it, Cody, is they were out in public. You had a couple of idiots recording, trying to be a hero, make a story out of nothing. That's the only negative about this. Big deal.
Yeah,
I don't see what they did that was so wrong. I mean, sure, they could have acted a bit better and they could have moved on like they were told, but when you're completely drunk, you genuinely don't know what you're doing. It happens. It's life. It's just how it goes. Yeah, I don't. Apparently, they're going to get a fine. That's about it. I mean, I saw the interview today that Reynolds and Carrigan at the press conference, and I've seen them talking to the media, and the media were asking a lot of stupid questions. There was this one particular journalist I kept asking, "Oh, do you have an alcohol problem? Do you have an alcohol problem?" Blah, 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 blah. I mean, how many times do you need to ask the same question? They obviously had too much, and it was a big night, and a fine. See, to me, Cody, a fine is even soft because if it were not an NRL player, nothing would have happened. There wouldn't have been a fine. If this was someone in the public, they would have just been told to not come back. That would have been it. So, because they're high-profile names, they're NRL players, they're going to get a fine. There wasn't a whole lot in it. There really wasn't.
No, there wasn't. And man, to be honest, they just got carried away and representing the club and idiots. Obviously, they should have just stayed away, not filmed at all.
I mean, they shouldn't. They shouldn't even went out in the first place. Like, if you're gonna go to Fortitude Valley on the weekend, have a drink, get too hammered. I mean, what happens is what's going to happen. I mean, Fortitude Valley, for fuck's sake. A lot of shit happens there all the time. But at the end of the day, boys will be boys, men will be men. It's a dumb situation, and they're going to get a small fine now.
Yep, nothing major.
Would you fine them or no?
Honestly, no,
You wouldn't?
no.
I probably wouldn't either. But they're going to get a fine and play on.
Yep.
All right, moving on from the Reynolds-Carrian stuff to probably the biggest news of the entire day. Luciana Leilua requests an early release from the Cowboys. We saw this today. Yeah, wow. Yeah, wow. Were you surprised to hear this, Cody?
Yes, it seemed like he was enjoying himself up there at the Cowboys, and him to request early release is a shock. I mean, I don't know what the reason is for, but seems to be serious, or probably not that serious at all. But yeah, it was shocking to see that coming from good play from the Cowboys.
You know what shits me about this whole thing? You know what really, really shits me off about this entire thing?
And what's that?
We are less than 3 weeks away from round one. I think 19 days to be exact. And Luciana Leilua is requesting an immediate release to go back to Sydney and play, but probably for the Dragons. Why is this happening now? 3 weeks before round one. Why was if he wanted to go back to Sydney, why wasn't this shit sorted out 2 or 3 weeks ago? Why is he doing it now? It's Luciano Leilua's management that's apparently gone to the Cowboys and said, "Look, Luciano wants to go back to Sydney." You know why he wants to go back to Sydney, Cody? You want to know the reason?
Why?
Because he got caught drink driving a couple of weeks ago, and ever since he's gone back to training, he's come back with a terrible attitude. He's rubbed a few people the wrong way, and now that he's rubbed a few people the wrong way, he obviously hasn't taken it well, and now he wants to go back to Sydney. So, come on, man. It's the attitude thing for me. So, it's obvious that Todd Payton has had something to say here about Luciano Leilua. Apparently they had a meeting, and Luciano didn't like what he heard, and he's obviously rang his manager and said, I want to go to Sydney. I want out. So, anyway, I'm not going to get into it too much, but because, I do know a few behind the scene things about this whole thing, but Luciano Leilua, it's more of an attitude for me, and he wants to go back to Sydney because he could not accept the criticism that he got from big name people at the club.
Yeah, well, he should have took it, and because he's got the big attitude, I reckon he'll probably just not be in the 17 or even on the reserves if he keeps up this.
Nah, it beat the Dragons, bro. It beat the Dragons. Let him go. I know there's a part of where the Cowboys could just go, we deny your request, blah, blah, blah. Just let him go. It'll give us cap space to re-sign the young guns, Cooley, Finney, Filiaki, and Helam Lukey. Give us money for that. And the Dragons can pay the transfer fee and they can get Lukhan Laa. They
Yep.
can have him.
Oh, yep, that's fair. But I mean, it should have been sorted weeks ago.
Yeah, I just think we're doing it right now, 19 days before round one, 3 weeks before the season starts. It's not the smartest idea.
No,
Quite
probably
stupid,
stupid
actually.
with idea.
Quite stupid. Really stupid. Disappoints me, to be honest. But what can you do? Anyway, I mean, obviously, it is going to be a bit of a loss because Luciano has been good for us. He has played a good part with us. But end of the day, we know it's a business. And if he wants to go back to Sydney, let him. I'll say let him go.
Yeah, I would say that too. Let him go back
Let
to
him go.
Sydney.
Let him go. Otherwise, it's going to fucking. It's going to drag out and it's just going to be shit. Rightio. Let's get into the season previews, Cody. Season preview 2024. We're up to the 8th place. Canberra Raiders, obviously part 3 of the season previews. The Green Machine.
Green
That's
milk.
the Raiders, shall we? So they have picked up Zach Hosking, Morgan Smithies from Wigan, KO Weeks from Manly, and Simi Sasaskai. Can't even pronounce that. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong. He comes from the Knights. And who the Raiders did lose, they have lost Jared Croker, Matt Frawley, Brad Schneider, Harley Smith Shields, Sammy Volame, and Jack Whiten. Wow. What do you think about Canberra and their gains and losses, Cody?
Yeah, it's a lot of experience gone. I mean, I reckon they've lost more than they've gained more. And because of that, I reckon they're going to have a struggling season throughout 2024, especially Jared Croker and Jack Whiten, who they've been two of their best players and been there longest as well.
They haven't bought well, have they? They really haven't bought well. I mean, I like the signing of Morgan Smithies from Wigan. He's a really good number 13. He's a good lock. He'll be good for him. KO Weeks couldn't crack it at Manly. Obviously going down to Canberra to get more of an opportunity, but he hasn't really set the world on fire. And Zach Hosking, I mean, when Hosking was at Brisbane as a young back rower, he had a lot of potential and he was looking pretty good. Went to Penrith, couldn't really get a chance at Penrith, didn't really fit into that system. So he's now at the Raiders. Not a bad little pickup. I'm looking at this team, Cody, and yes, they've lost some big names in Whiten, Croker, and whatnot, but man, I'm looking at their team. I don't see where their points are coming from. They got no attack. They got no spine. This is gonna be a really tough year for the Raiders.
Yeah. What will be their spine? Like, you're going to have Bradman at fullback, Xavier Savage. I mean, Jamal Fogarty is obviously the halfback, but who you going to have as your 5'8", and who's going to be the hooker?
Well, they've got this kid named Ethan Strange. They've got this kid called Chevy Stewart, who's a young fullback. I mean, you could play Rapiner at fullback, but I don't think they're going to go down that road. I think they're going to go Chevy Stewart at fullback, the youngster. I think they're going to go KO Weeks in the halves with Fogarty, and I think the dummy half will be
Tom Starling or Zach Wolford
Zach Wolford, and then Tom Starling at 14. So
or Denny Levi.
Yeah, Danny Levi could be another one, but bro, I'm looking at the Raiders and I just don't see any points in them, bro. There's no attack.
No, that's not. It seems like they've gone down a whole new pyramid this year.
They're going into rebuild mode for me, Cody. They're going into rebuild mode. They've been in the top 8 the last couple of years. I think now that they've lost Jack White and then Jared Croker, they've lost some leadership. I think they're about to go full rebuild mode. So, I'm to be honest with you, I reckon they'll get the spoon this year. I reckon they'll come last. Where do you have them
That's
finishing?
massive. I've got them also in the bottom 4, but I think I've got them coming 15th.
Third last.
Yep.
Yeah, I just find it hard for them this year, bro. Like, there's nothing exciting about them. There's nothing that's gonna, there isn't much there. Like, if you see a Raiders game on Fox, you're gonna be like, I can probably avoid watching this game. Like, with all due respect to the Raiders fans, when Canberra are on TV, they're not going to be the greatest team to watch.
No.
Unless they decide to shut us all up and their entire spine ends up going better than we all think. But I think they're going to struggle, bro.
Yep, they will struggle.
All right, moving on to the Roosters, your arch rivals. The Sydney Roosters, man, they have
These shitsters.
done well in the off-season with pickups. They have gained Spencer Linu, Lewis Murphy from Wakefield, Ethan Roberts, Blake Steep, I don't even know some of these other fellas, Dominic Young. Obviously, Linu and Dom Young are the big ones. Big signings there. Who they've lost. I lost a little bit of quality, but they should still be fine. They lost Corey Allen, Fletcher Baker, Nathan Brown. They have lost Drew Hutchison, Matt Lodge, Jake Turpin, Paul Momorowski, and that's about it.
Wow.
Well, I know you're not that keen on the Roosters, but what do you think of their signings, Linu and Dom Young?
Yeah, I reckon them two signings they've done well with that. I mean, obviously Dom Young will get a wing spot, obviously, but
Yeah.
we'll still let you or Tupou will be in the wings, or we'll still let you go to centres. We don't know yet. That's for Spencer Leniu. Where are they going to put him? Is he going to be in starting, or is he going to be on the bench?
Well, I would start him. I mean, if he's going to go to a new club, premiership player, I'd start him, bro.
Yeah, I reckon as well. But don't be surprised if they bench him first.
Yeah, it won't surprise me either. Do you think Dom Young will be a good pickup for him?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, he's a try scoring machine. He got one of the top try scorers last year, one of them, and he could do it again this year.
The thing that concerns me with the Sydney Roosters is every year we say the same thing. They look amazing on paper. They're stacked. They look like $1 million, but they always seem to struggle at the start of the year, get a few little cheap wins through the mid-year period, and then they finish off the year very well. Like they usually win 6 of the last 7 or whatever, and they end up sneaking into 7th or 6th position. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go. If I'm the Roosters, I'd be looking for a much better start because I think they need a better start to the year. Their team on paper looks incredible. It always does. But when it comes to their backline, Cody, one of them is going to miss out because Tedesco is obviously going to be fullback. Dom Young's going to be on one wing. Manu's going to be one center. Who's going to be the one that misses out? Is it going to be Tupou, Suoli'i, or Billy Smith? Because one of them is going to play center, and the other one will be the winger, and one of them is going to miss out. Because for me, I reckon Suoli'i will probably get that other center spot, and then that last wing spot will come down between Billy Smith and Daniel Tupou. And what do you do then?
Yeah, well, I reckon they'll go Tupou over Billy Smith because he's injury prone.
Well, if you're going to go Tupou over Billy Smith, what about the centre? Like, do you go Suoliti at centre or do you go Billy Smith at centre? What do you do?
I'd probably prefer to put Billy Smith in the centres. And heck, you can even put Manu in the halves, and that means Sam Walker's left out.
Oh, they got some headaches, but they are good headaches. I got some good headaches. Yeah, just on paper, it's a great team. For me, Trent Robinson needs to get his stuff together, man, because he's underperformed as a head coach the last couple of years because he hasn't got this team anywhere near a grand final. I mean, 2022, I thought the Roosters team were potential grand final material. I thought last year, at the start of the year, that they would finish maybe top 2 and be grand final material. Last 2 years, they've underperformed and they've come good at the back end of the year. But, bro, they need to finish. The Roosters need a very good year, don't they?
Yeah, they need to put more of a better start than a late comeback in the year.
Yeah. And to be fair, the Roosters do have a tough start to the year. They do play the Broncos in Vegas in round 1. Then they play Manly at Brookie, Roosters at Allianz, Rabbitohs at Allianz, and then Penrith at Allianz. So they've got a tough start.
Yep, they can go either 3-1 or even 0-4.
I don't think they'll be 0-4. I think they'll get a win in there somewhere, but we'll see how they go. But Cody, for me, I think the Roosters will finish 7th. I know that might sound a bit low to some people, but I just don't know if they're going to get it right, man. Tedesco's getting older. Kiri, older. Some aging forwards. A couple of aging backs as well. Tupou's not getting younger. Neither is Tedesco. Where do you have him finishing, Cody?
Missing the 8, 9th.
No way. Won't happen.
Yep. You never know. I mean, it's just the age that mainly really gets me. I mean, other putting aside my bias, I reckon the aging is what's going to really affect them mainly. But
Yeah.
I reckon they'll just miss out on making the 8.
We'll see what happens, but I reckon they'll miss the 8. I've got them 7th, but we'll see how they go.
I got them 9.
All right, moving on from the Roosters, let's move on to the Sharks. Cronulla, another interesting team to discuss here. The Sharks have got a good run on finals. The Sharks have made the finals every year since 2015, except for 2021. So they made the finals every year with the last 9 years, except for 1 year. So they've done well. Now, in the off-season, they've made 2 pickups. Billy Burns from the Dragons, not a bad pickup. And Michael Gabriel, I don't know who this player is, from the Bulldogs.
Not in your either.
And they lost Wade Graham, Matt Ikuvalu, Connor Tracy, and Matt Moylan. What do you think about the Sharks and their gains and losses?
Nothing much to really rub in. I mean, they've lost Graham, who's been there for a long time. I think Moylan is a massive blow because he was a decent half at the Sharks, and they don't have many halves now. And for their gains, I mean, Billy Burns, I mean, he plays all right. I mean, he can play in the back row, and I think he can play centre as well, I think. But, yeah, I think the Sharks have done okay in the off-season.
Yeah, look, the Sharks for me they were a very good team in the regular season, but every time they get to the finals, they just seem to not. They don't appear. They're not there.
No.
They just don't show up. I don't know what it is. Wade Graham, I mean, obviously he had to retire. He was getting old and getting slow. But they will miss his leadership. I will say that. Moylan not there is going to affect Nicho Hynes, in my opinion. Nicho Hynes played his best football because Matt Moylan was complimenting him very well. Now that Moylan's gone over to the Lee Leopards, I'm really intrigued to see how Nicho Hynes goes now without Matt Moylan. I like the addition of Billy Burns. I think he's a really good second rower. Played a few good games last year at the Dragons, showed how good he really is. So he's one that could be in the 17 for Cronulla. Again, Cody, it's the same thing every year we say it about Cronulla. They seem to be able to beat the bottom teams with no problem, but every time they play the top teams, they can't do it. They just can't do it. Last year, couldn't beat Brisbane, couldn't beat Penrith, couldn't beat Melbourne, couldn't beat the Warriors. Couldn't beat any top 4 team last year. Couldn't do it. Lost to Newcastle as well. So, very, very disappointing. They can't beat top teams. Obviously, it's a similar team to last year with Cronulla. It's like the back line's the exact same. The forwards are pretty much the same. Do you see this team competing for the top 8 in 2024?
No.
No? Why?
No. Well, I reckon they can get there to make the top 8. But although, yes, they've made the finals every year since 2015, except for 21. I think this year they're just going to fall down. It's going to put pressure on the coach as well. The halves are going to be ordinary. And, yeah, I reckon it's just going to be a detrimental year for the Sharkies.
I think they can compete for the top 8, obviously. But you know what? I'm with you. I reckon they missed the 8 as well.
They just can't win finals games.
They can't beat. They can't win a finals game. They can't beat top 4 teams. They struggle under pressure. I don't understand the Sharks. I don't get them. I don't get them at all. I think this year that they're going to miss the 8, but 2025 they'll bounce back. Fanil Blake will be a great signing for them, obviously. I think it's going to be a tough year for the Sharks.
Yep, 100% agree. I've got them missing the 8, coming 12th.
12th? I have the Sharks coming 10th. They'll just miss the 8, and we'll see what happens. If they make the 8, good for them, but we'll see how they go.
Yep.
Moving on to the Newcastle Knights. Well, obviously last year was an incredible fairy tale for the Newcastle Knights, Cody. They had a great year last year. Can they back it up this year? Their signings, I've picked up Jed Cartwright from the Rabbitohs, Jack Cogger from Penrith, Tom Jenkins from Penrith, Will Price from Huddersfield, and Kai Pearce-Paul, the second rower from the Wigan Warriors. And who they lost? They lost Famunu Brown, Adam Clune, Lachlan Fitzgibbon, Bailey Hodgson, Kurt Mann, Lachlan Miller, and the big one, Dominic Young. What do you think about the Knights' gains and losses?
I'll start with the gains first, obviously. Yeah, so Will Price from the Super League. I heard he did very well over there with Wigan. So, yeah, I think it's a great pickup for him.
He played for Huddersfield, bro, Will Price.
Oh, sorry, Huddersfield, sorry.
Wigan. Kai Pearce-Paul's the one from Wigan.
Okay. My apologies. Who are the other signings?
Cogger, Jed Cartwright.
Yeah, Cogger. I mean, he was the backup halfback when Cleary was either hurt or going to play Origin.
Yeah.
So I reckon he's great pickup. In case like Hastings or even Tyson Gamble or whoever goes down or whatever. Jed Cartwright did okay with us while he was at the Rabbits.
Yeah.
And I reckon he'll be a great bench player and gets the chance to start as well during the Origin
And Tom
period.
Jenkins as well on the wing.
Yep, they decent pick up there from the Knights as well. Losses really, they speak for themselves. Fitzgibbon, Dominic Young, massive blows.
Yeah.
But there goes your try scoring weapon. Fitzgibbon, who's been there for a while, you would think he would have stayed with the Knights for the rest of his career. Obviously, that's not the case. And yep, other than them two, and Faneuil Brown gone as well. Shocking.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how the Knights go. Kai Pearce-Paul, I reckon, will replace Fitzgibbon very well. I really believe that. It might take a little bit of time, but I think what you said was right. They lost their try-scoring weapon. Dominic Young, he scored like 20-plus tries last year. They're going to miss him in attack now. For me, Newcastle might even struggle to score points because Dominic Young was that good of a finisher. He could score tries from 70, 80 meters. I don't know if Tom Jenkins can do that. I don't think he can. Obviously, but not many players in the competition could do what Dom Young did last season. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how they do go, the Knights. But I've just got some concerns on the halves, bro. I don't think Tyson Gamble will back up the form he showed last year. I think their best halves pairing is Cogger and Hastings.
Yeah, I reckon they'll be better and even put Gamble on the 14.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how the Knights will go this year. I don't think they will back up for like what they did, like winning 10 in a row. But I reckon they'll still contend for the top 8.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be interesting to see how they go, bro. The Knights, I mean, if Newcastle make the 8 again, I won't be surprised. But if they do miss the 8, then I'm just going to say I told you so. A lot of Newcastle Knights fans got so pissed off with me that I have them missing the 8. It is ridiculous. You know, there's a certain Knights guy there that's at pretty much every Knights home game. He was that mad. He even blocked me on social media. That's how mad he got. It's quite funny.
Yeah, shouldn't be range over where your team's based.
I find it funny how you get blocked over an opinion. It's quite crazy. I guess that's the world we live in today. But Newcastle, interesting. Adam O'Brien, he's 3 out of 4 in finals. Obviously, 2020, 2021, they made it. 22, they missed it. 23, they made it. Adam O'Brien's got a good record as a head coach. Do you think, obviously Newcastle, apparently they're about to re-sign Adam O'Brien. Do you think if Newcastle fall off and finish like 12th, Adam O'Brien will still be safe?
Maybe just for 1 year, but after that, probably not, if they're going to continue like that.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, but I don't know, man. Newcastle is such a wild card team for me. They could finish 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They could finish anywhere, to be honest. Where do you reckon they'll finish?
Well, I've got them scraping into the top 8, coming 8th.
I've got them 13th. I reckon they might fall down the ladder a little bit. I'm not convinced that they're going to back it up, but could be wrong. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
All right. Let's get into the Corner Post game show, and then we're going to give our preseason challenge week 1 tips after that. So hope you guys are all enjoying the podcast. And as always, if you're new around here, don't forget to like the stream and subscribe to the channel. And thank you very much for tuning in, as always. All right, Cody, I'll go first this week. You're going to ask the questions to begin with.
Right.
In case everyone doesn't know, if you're new and you don't know how the game show works, it's first one to get 5 questions right, or whoever gets the most, really. And please do not reveal the answers to the questions in the live chat. Please don't. Otherwise, we will have to put you in timeout. So don't be spoiling the game for us. But Cody, my phone is down like this. I can't see it. The floor is yours.
All right, and also, just a reminder, score. It's currently 7-6 your way. I've won the
7-6.
last 2 weeks. Yep, 7-6.
7-6 my way. Righto. Let's go.
All right, question 1 relating to the Charity Shield. The last time the Dragons. Hang on, no, sorry, wrong question. Sorry. How many Charity Shields have Sir George Illawarra? So since 1999, how many times have Sir George Illawarra Dragons won the Charity Shield? Just the Sir George Illawarra only, not Sir George Dragons. So from 99 to last year.
You're going to give me
Is it
multiple
either
choice?
4 or 6?
I'll go with 4.
Incorrect. It is 6.
Oh, wow. Damn. Well, that's a shit start. Righto. Next one.
All right, and second question relating to Charity Shield again. The last time the Dragons won, which was in 2022, what was the score when they beat the Rabbits? Was it 18-8 or was it 16-10?
Oh, fuck. 18-8.
18-8?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It was 16-10.
Fuck's sake. What a horrible start. 0 from 2.
Not good, bro.
Next
but
one.
Still got 3 more questions. All right, so Bulldogs play the West Tigers at a core stadium. What time do they play? Is it Saturday 3 p.m. or Saturday 5:30 p.m.?
It's got to be Saturday 3 p.m.
Correct.
Oh, thank God. I got one. Let's bloody go. Oh, sorry, bro. Stupid scoreboard. Fixing it up. There we go.
Right.
1, 3. Righto. Next one.
All right. Who do the Dolphins play in round 16? Is it the Storm or is it the Broncos?
Storm.
Okay. Yep, that's correct.
Oh, beautiful. I needed that. 2 out of 4. You know what? If I can get 3 out of 5, I've done well considering how bad I started.
Yep. All right, final question. Who do the Rabbitohs play in round 20? Is it the West Tigers or is it the Dragons?
I've got no idea. I'm just going to say the Dragons because of the Charity Shield fame earlier.
Incorrect. It's the West Tigers.
Fuck's sake. You serious? So I end up with 2 out of 5 out of all that. That's fucked.
You can still
That's
win
actually fucked. I mean, I could still win, but it's going to take a miracle.
Yep.
I don't think anyone's ever won on 2 out of 5 either. So, yeah,
no, best one's only 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I think you're right. Righto, Cody. Let's see how you go. You must be like you're a good chance to win from here. All right, let's see what we got here.
Good chance, but I'm not confident.
You should be confident after what I just fucking produced.
Yep.
Righto. Here we go. All-Stars question. Beautiful.
Oh, shit.
What was the score in last year's All-Stars game? Was it 30-26 or 28-24?
28-24.
Yeah, well done.
I knew it was high scoring.
Yeah, good start. 1 out of 1. Right. Cody. Who was the first try scorer in last year's All-Star game? Was it Jordan Ricky or was it Zach Docker Clay?
Oh, shit. Sacked off a clay.
For fuck's sake. My only hope now is if it goes to Golden Point, to be honest. That is my only hope.
Yep.
I'm going to need you to get 0 from 3 from here, which is going to be quite tough. I find it funny how this guy in the live chat's revealing answers, but he's got them wrong both times. You fucking goon. Get out of here. Bye-bye. Enjoy time out.
Bye-bye.
Righto, moving on. Fuck's sake. Right, this will be a good one. Cody. Last year, when the Eels flogged Manly, who was the first try scorer in that game? Was it Offa Iggy Ogden or Maka'esi Makatoa? Who scored the first try?
Makasi and Makatoa.
Nah, Ogden.
Fuck.
Ogden. In the 9th minute. Makatoa scored the last try in the 75th minute.
Ah,
That was a tough question
yeah,
for you.
somewhere in the back there.
We will continue with the tough questions. Cody, last year when the Titans beat the Dragons on the Gold Coast, who was the first try scorer in that game? Was it Jaden Campbell or was it Zach Lomax?
Jaden Campbell.
Bam, bam. Zach Lomax. Oh, pressure's on.
Oh.
2 out of 4. You get this, you win. If you get it wrong, we somehow end up in Golden Point. For the second week in a row, by the way.
Yep. Oh, God.
The pressure is big. Right. Where is it? Here we go. Cody. Last year, in the Roosters Cowboys game at Magic Round, who scored a try in that game? Was it Chad Townsend or Tom Dearden? Who scored in the game?
Chad Townsend.
Yeah, well done. Fuck me.
Ah.
Fuck. 3
Now
out
we
of
are now
5.
7 apiece.
Unbelievable. Cody, you win by a point. Last question. I can't believe it took you that long to finish the game off, but well done. Well done. You got it right.
Well, next week we decide who takes the lead, or if you retain the lead.
So it's now 7-all out of all the matches we played.
Yep.
Far out. Well done, Cody. Now, let's get into the pre-season challenge week 1 tips. Now, just want to let you guys know, we're not going to be revealing the Charity Shield because I'm going to be doing a preview on that tomorrow night. So there's not going to be any South Dragons tip. That'll be saved for tomorrow. Righto, Cody. Thursday night, pre-season challenge, Bulldogs and the Storm. Who do you like in this one?
Got to go with Storm.
Storm by what?
I reckon 1-12.
Yeah, I'll go the Storm as well, and I also will go 1-12. Melbourne to win down there at Belmore. While we're at it, Cody, we might as well give away our tip for the All-Star game. Friday night, the Indigenous All-Stars versus the Maori All-Stars up in Townsville. Who do you think wins that?
Obviously, got to back your own country. Australian Indigenous wins.
By how much?
By 6. 18-12.
I'm going to go the opposite. I reckon the Maori All-Stars will win, to be honest.
Wow.
I'm going to go the Maoris by 6. 1-12.
Fair play.
All right, moving on to Saturday's trial games. There's a fair few. First one is at 1:45 at Central Coast Stadium. The Newcastle Knights and the Cronulla Sharks. How do you see it?
Yeah, Knights winning 1-12.
Yeah, I think so. I think Knights win 1-12 as well. I think that'll be a little bit too good for the Sharks. Newcastle named a stronger team as well. 3:45 in the afternoon at Central Coast as well. Roosters and Manly.
Tough one. Well, I think I've got to go the Roosters. 1-12.
I'll go the Roosters 13 plus. They've named a very strong team. I think that'll be
Oh,
too good.
fine.
13 plus. Roosters will win easy.
Wow.
Saturday 5:55 at Cogra. Eels Raiders.
Eels 13 plus.
I'll go Para 1-12. I think it'll be a competitive game. Parramatta 1-12 in that one. We'll skip the Charity Shield. We're doing that tomorrow night. Moving on to Sunday, 2 p.m. at Christchurch. Warriors Tigers. This should be good.
Yeah, Warriors to win a close one, 1-12.
Yeah, Warriors 1-12 for me. Warriors 1-12. Cowboys and Broncos at BB Prince Stadium in Mackay. Thing that worries me is that we are playing no one. Brisbane are playing everyone. This worries me. How do you say it, Code?
Sorry, Nick, bro, but got to go Broncos 13 plus.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. We got a very weak team. Obviously, I back the Cowboys 1-12. I'll always back them in, but we have a very weak team, so we'll see what happens. And Dolphins versus Titans, Sunshine Coast Stadium.
Yuck. Dolphins 1-12.
Fins up! Dolphins will win. 13 plus. They'll win easy. All right. Well, Cody, that wraps up another great podcast. It's been a great show tonight. And I will see you on the weekend.
Yep, you shall. Cherry Shield, first one in 7 years I'm going to. It's also
Looking
my
forward to it.
birthday as well on Thursday, funny enough. So I'm going to have a
Even
great
better.
day on my birthday, turning 22.
Well, I'm going to have to buy you a beer on the weekend.
You better.
All right, folks. Thank you for watching. Have a phenomenal Tuesday night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Charity Shield preview between Souths and St. George. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we will see you in the next one.